Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So, first of all, I welcome all of you to our PgMP coaching call number 19. And as discussed in this call, we will be covering the exam content outline of program lifecycle domain, which is very important. It has 35 tasks, and you can expect minimum 35 to 40 questions directly from this exam content outline. So, first of all, I will tell you the keywords from the exam content outline, and then we will solve 10 questions from this domain. Okay, so starting with task 1, develop program charter using input from all stakeholders including sponsors in order to initiate and design program and benefits. So he will ask you that which document you have to produce to initiate and design the program. So whenever the word will come for the initiation or authorization, as we have studied, answer will be program charter. So you have to read or understand this in such a way that the program charter is to initiate and design program and benefits. Task 2, translate strategic objectives into high-level program scope statements by negotiating with stakeholders including sponsors in order to create program scope description. He will ask you that which document will be required, will be needed, will be benefit to produce or create a program scope description. So the answer would be high level program scope statement. The question will come in this tone. Okay. So whenever he's talking about program scope description, the answer would be high level program scope statement. Task 3, develop a high level milestone plan using the goals and objectives of the program, applicable historical information, other available resources, for example, WBS, scope statements, benefit realization plan, in order to align the program with the expectations of the stakeholders, including sponsors. So he will ask that what is the use of high level milestone plan, or what has to be done for this in order to align the program with the expectation of the stakeholder. Okay, so this is how you will answer the will be high level milestone plan. Don't get confused with the thing, because normally milestones we consider as some deliverables or some outputs. Okay, so when he's talking about the high level milestone plan, so it also used to align the program with the expectation of the stakeholders. Develop an accountability matrix by identifying and assigning program roles and responsibilities in order to build the core team and to differentiate between program and project resources. So whenever he will ask you about the metrics or the document that will be used to differentiate between program and project resources, so it will be accountability matrix. Define standard measurement criteria for success for all constituent projects by analyzing stakeholder expectations and requirements across the constituent projects in order to monitor and control the program. So standard measurement criteria, this is the keyword. It is used to monitor and control the program. So this is also very easy. So measurement criteria can only be used to monitor and control. So when I have the acceptance criteria or the measurement criteria, I will control the program based on that thing. Conduct program kickoff with the stakeholders by holding meetings in order to familiarize the organization with the program and obtain stakeholder buy-in. So he can ask you that what is done in the program kickoff meeting, how a program kickoff is established. It is using the meetings. Or he can ask you that what is the best practice to familiarize with the organization and to get the stakeholder buy-in. So it is meetings, face-to-face discussions, kickoff meetings, or something like that. Okay, so and also in the stakeholder engagement, we have studied that the stakeholder buy-in is stakeholder engagement is actually done to get the stakeholder buy-in. So this you have to always consider whenever you are engaging the stakeholders. Purpose is to get the stakeholder support, to get the buy-in, positive support from them, and the kickoff is with the meeting. Then we have developed a detailed program scope statement by incorporating program vision and all internal and external objectives, goals, influences, and variables in order to facilitate overall planning. So once he is talking about overall planning, answer would be detailed program scope statement. And in before we have studied high level program scope statement. So this difference you have to be very careful. When he is telling you about the program scope description only, there's no word of detailed planning or something like that. Answer would be high level program scope statement. When he is talking you about overall planning or detailed planning, the answer would be detailed program scope statement, not high level program scope statement. So like this minor differences surely will come in the exam. From here he is testing you about if you know each and every document or not. Okay, so careful of this thing. Develop program WBS in order to determine, plan and assign the program tasks and deliverables. So whenever he's talking you about the tasks and deliverables, the program work breakdown structure will come. So WBS is same like we had in the PMP, for example, in which we have the list of activities, deliverables or tasks. Okay, something like that. So whenever he talks to you about the program tasks and deliverables, we have to give the answer of program work breakdown section. This cannot be charter, business case or roadmap. Okay. Next, establish the program management plan and schedule by integrating the plans for constituent projects and creating plans for supporting the program functions. For example, quality, risk, communication, resources, in order to effectively forecast, monitor and identify the variances during the program execution. So first concept here is that program management plan will guide you during the program execution phase, number one. Number two, program management plan will incorporate or integrate all the plans of the constituent projects. Okay, so he will not ask you about quality risk because there are 10 plans in there, but only remember that program management plan is at the top. It has all the constituent plans under it, and we can only go to the program execution phase once we have program management plan available with us. But this we also studied in the main topic. Then after you have got the plan, you have to optimize the program management plan by identifying, reviewing and leveling resource requirements, for example, human resource, material, equipment, facilities, finance, in order to gain efficiencies and maximize productivity synergies among constituent projects. So in the last call we got one answer in which was optimization the resources or leveling the resource requirements. So here you have to see the sequence. Why are we doing leveling resource requirement? To optimize the program management plan. So we have to see what he's asking in the exam, in the question. If he's asking you about the program management plan, you have to optimize it. And how you can optimize it? Then there are different techniques by using the resource, leveling resource requirements, or identifying and reviewing the things. Okay. And the purpose of optimization is to gain efficiencies and maximize our productivity. This is our optimization. Define project management information system PMIS by selecting the tools and processes to share knowledge, intellectual property and documentation across constituent projects in order to maximize synergies and savings in accordance with the governance model. So it means that PMIS, and we all know the PMIS and program management office are components of program infrastructure. This is the one concept you have to remember, and everything is directed as per the governance model. Okay, this was in our chapter 6. Number 12, identify and manage unresolved project level issues by establishing a monitoring and escalation mechanism and selecting a course of action consistent with program constraints and objectives in order to achieve program benefits. So this is a very important concept. Whenever he says you about unresolved issues, or in which at which level you are addressing the risk or anything that about that, the answer would be escalation mechanisms, escalation policies and procedures, something like that. Okay, so when he's talking about unresolved, or the keyword is the level, we don't know at which level we are operating, so we have to refer to our escalation policies, escalation mechanisms, policies and procedures. Develop the transition, integration, closure plan by defining exit criteria in order to ensure all administrative, commercial and contractual obligations are met upon program completion. So whenever we are making any of this plan, the keyword here is the exit criteria. He will ask you that you are going from one program to another program, or you are one program is being has been closed and other program is about to start. So how you will define that obligations are met when the program is completed? So the keyword would be exit criteria. So he will ask you the question most probably from the exit criteria thing. Okay. Develop key performance indicators by using decomposition, mapping, balance scorecard in order to implement the scope and quality management system within the program. So whenever he talks to you about KPIs, it is used for decomposition, mapping, balance scorecard. He will not ask you a detail about this thing, what are balance scorecard or something like that. Only remember KPIs are used to implement the scope and quality management system within the program. Monitor key human resources for program and project roles, including subcontractors, and identify opportunities to improve the team motivation. For example, develop compensation, incentive, career alignment, compliance, and negotiate contracts in order to meet or exceed benefit realization objectives. So whenever he talks to you about the key human resources, you have to motivate the team, number one. Then you have to negotiate the contracts with them, and the purpose is ultimately to get benefit realization objectives. So keep in mind that whatever are we doing, whether it's a key about human resources, KPIs, whatever is the scheme, the ultimate purpose is to get benefit realization objectives. So it means whatever is our objective, we have to realize the benefits, we get the desired outputs from our program. That is the ultimate goal. So whenever you get confused or something, why are we doing any program or something, just keep in mind alignment with the strategic objectives in order to get benefit realization objectives, something like that. Okay, that is the key purpose of doing every task in the program from wherever it is coming. Okay. Charter and initiate constituent projects by assigning the project managers and allocating appropriate resources in order to achieve program objectives. So here the key concept is that number one, remember the program life cycle in which we are in the program delivery phase. That is number one key concept here. In the program delivery phase, everything will be based on the components of that program. Okay, and you have to charter and initiate. How you will authorize or initiate or charter the program, the project, is by assigning the project manager. That is just starting out the trigger point. How you will say that I have initiated or made a project charter for that program by assigning a project manager, and the purpose of doing all the components is to get or achieve the program objectives. Okay, individual project doesn't matter, our ultimate aim is to get program objectives achievable. Next, establish consistency by deploying uniform standards, resources, infrastructures, tools, processes in order to enable informed program decision making. So whenever he's talking you about consistency, the keyword is uniform. Okay, you will have to have the same policies, procedures, resources, and standards. So it's consistent across the whole organization or during the whole program. Establish a communication feedback process in order to capture the lessons learned and the team's experience throughout the program. Very important concept. Lesson learned is not only at the end of the program, it is throughout the program. Okay, this surely he will ask you this concept in some one or two questions. Okay, so whether it's a communication feedback process or lessons learned register update or anything, keep in mind the team experience we are observing or capturing, the lessons learned we are capturing throughout the duration of the program. It can be at any phase of the program, not only at the end of the program, which is the misconception that we have, the lesson learned is only at the end, but it is always throughout the program. Okay, lead human resource functions by training, coaching, mentoring, and recognizing the team in order to improve team engagement and achieve commitment to the program goals. So you have to lead the human resource functions. So you have to guide them, train them like a team. You are a leader for that human resource team. And the purpose is to improve the team engagement. So they engage with themselves, they coordinate with among themselves and to achieve the program goals. Review project manager performance in executing the project in accordance with the project plan in order to maximize their contribution to achieving program goals. So the purpose of every project within a program is to get the program goals, but every project manager will work as per the project plan, number one. So there will be constituent project plans or everything for that project manager to work. Same is with this task number 16. Charter and initiate the constituent projects. So each project within the program will go through the complete life cycle. Each will have the project manager, and they will work as per the project plan. Every project will follow its own plan, but the purpose is to get contribution towards the program goals, which is our ultimate objective. Okay, so just keep in mind that you will get a lot of concepts. They will check you about the constituent projects, where are we working in that, and how they are linked with the program goals. Next, execute the appropriate program management plans. For example, quality, risk, communication, resourcing using the tools identified in the planning phase, and by auditing the results in order to ensure the program outcomes meet stakeholder expectations and standards. Okay, so we are executing the program management plan which was made in the planning phase. This we know, but how we can do is by auditing the results in order to ensure the program outcomes is there. Consolidate project and program data using predefined program plan reporting tools and methods in order to monitor and control the program performance and communicate to the stakeholders. So you will consolidate the data in order to monitor and control the program performance. I can only evaluate or check or control the program performance once I will have the data. So if we have to get the project data and also the program data, then only we can evaluate the performance of the program. Okay. Evaluate the program's status in order to monitor and control the program while maintaining the current program information. So whenever he talks to you about program status, program performance, is the same thing. Keep in mind, we should have the program and project data to monitor and control the thing. And secondly, whatever is the current program information that we have to give to the communicate to the stakeholders. Approve closure of constituent projects upon completion of defined deliverables in order to ensure scope is compliant with the functional overview. And the other thing you have to keep in mind, you have to get approval to close the program, the projects once they have delivered the something. Then you can get the approval for the closing the constituent projects. And once you will be going out of the program delivery phase, or you will be starting the program closure phase, you have to get approval from the stakeholders of the program steering committee to initiate the program closure phase. Okay. Analyze variances and trends in cost, schedule, quality, and risks by comparing actual and forecast to planned values in order to identify corrective actions or opportunities. So wherever you will get the word of analyzing variances and trends, it means you will have two values. One will be the forecast one, what was the planned one, and what is the actual one. That is the key concept of variances. With reference to this, I am ahead of schedule, behind the schedule, what we have achieved as per the quality and risk, and accordingly we will define the corrective actions or opportunities. Okay, once we have analyzed the differences and the variances. Update program plans by incorporating corrective actions to ensure the program resources are employed effectively in order to meet the program objectives. So whenever you want to update the plan, the purpose will remain the same, to meet the program objectives, organizational objectives, strategic objectives, the same thing. Okay. Manage program level issues, for example, human resource management, financial technology, scheduling, by identifying and selecting a course of action consistent with the program scope, constraints, and objectives in order to achieve the program benefits. So whatever are the problems, issues, we have to be in consistent with the program scope, constraints, and objectives to achieve program benefits. So purpose is always the same. Manage changes in accordance with the change management plan in order to control scope, quality, schedule, cost, contract, risk, and reward. So very important, whenever either he will ask you manage schedule changes, manage cost changes, any change, it has to be in accordance with the change management plan. Just keep in mind this thing. Whenever he is asking you to manage any sort of change, the only change is the schedule change, cost, any type of change. It will be according to the change management plan. Conduct impact assessment for program changes and recommend decisions in order to obtain approval in accordance with the governance model. So whenever he will ask you that you have received a change request or something like that, the first thing will be to do the impact assessment. First, you will document it. We will do the impact assessments, and accordingly, we will recommend the decisions to obtain approval in accordance with the governance plan, whether we have to incorporate this change, accept the change, reject the change, whatever is the thing. But the only concept he will ask you about, whenever you have a change request, either directly you will give the decision or you will conduct the impact assessment. So the correct answer would be that whenever we get a change or anything, we have to first do the impact assessment, or we have to analyze the change, what it will be affecting to other program components or any other thing. Okay, the first step is to do the assessment. Manage risk in accordance with the risk management plan in order to ensure benefit realization. So task 28 and task 30, minimum 3 to 4 questions. He will ask you manage cost risk, schedule risk, quality risk in accordance with which plan. So whenever you are managing the risk, any type of risk, it will be according to the risk management plan, not according to schedule, cost, not according to that type of risk. We will manage the plan, but only whenever you have to manage the risk, it will be as per the risk management plan. Whenever you have to manage any type of change, it will be according to the change management plan. Keep in mind this thing. Minimum 4 to 5 questions. Yes, Garima?
Sir, program risk management plan, not project risk management plan, correct?
Sorry?
It would be accordance to program risk management plan, not risk management plan.
Yes, he will only ask you about risk management plan, but concept is the program management plan because we are talking about the program level. Okay.
Okay.
Closing the risk, closing the program. Complete a program performance analysis report by comparing final values to the planned values for scope, quality, schedule, cost, and resource data in order to determine the program performance. So you can only check the program performance by analyzing the performance analysis report that we have already studied. Saw variances, trends. Analyzing the reports is only to determine how are we performing in the program or determining the performance of the program. Obtain stakeholder approval for program closure in order to initiate close out activities. This is a complete, every word is important in this line. Okay, we have to get stakeholder approval for program closure. In order to initiate the program closure activities, we have to get approval from the stakeholder, and that stakeholder would be program steering committee or whatever will be the answer sponsor. Task 33, execute the transition and close out of all program and constituent project plans. For example, perform administrative and PMIS program closure, archive program documents, lesson learned, transfer ongoing activities to functional organization in order to meet program objectives or ongoing operational sustainability. Okay, so you have to execute that closing of all, everything has to be closed. In summary, that is a concept that you have to remember. Conduct post review meeting by presenting the program performance report in order to obtain the feedback and capture lessons learned. So lesson learned will be done after the end of the program also, and also throughout the life cycle of the program. But from the exam point of view, whenever he will ask you about the lessons learned, documenting anything about the experiences of the program team, documenting anything in the lesson learned register, it will be throughout the program. Okay, just keep this in mind. Don't mix with the post review meeting or any other thing. Okay, just throughout the program. Report lessons learned and best practices observed and archived to the knowledge repository in order to support future programs and organizational improvement, and also the existing programs. Don't only mix that lesson learned will be for the future programs. As a broad, I will say you one line, lesson learned will be documented throughout the program, and they support the future programs, current programs, organizational improvement anytime. Okay, so that is the complete concept of lesson learned. So this covers your 35 tasks in this program life cycle domain. Minimum 35 to 40 questions will come directly from this exam content outline. So if you will understand these key words, key concepts, I'm sure that this will be very easy for you. Any question in this 35 tasks? And I have already shared this highlighted keywords for the exam content outline in the group. So everybody is requested to please revise it, go through it. So it will be very helpful in the exam. Okay. Any question from this exam content outline, which is not clear or which is not in line what is written in the extended or in the slides? You can ask.
So, not related to this, just as I understood, I want to know the difference between health check and phase gate review.
Okay.
Just for if you can
Okay.
give quick.
Whenever he will ask you that, you have to understand the question if you are making a decision. Okay. Whenever the decision would be involved to close certain phase, either to make any corrective action, a decision is involved, going to the next phase, yes or no, making any go no go decision, anything which you will understand that you have to make a decision, it will be a phase gate review. Okay.
Okay.
And when he will ask you a concept in which is only to monitor something, to check whether something is as per the plan or not, in which conceptually there is no, a decision is not required, only you are monitoring from the keeping the bird eye view, everything is okay, everything is going fine. This is the periodic health check. This is a very easy concept. If we will go in details in the from the exam point of view, this concept is more than enough. Once something you have to make a decision, it must be a program phase gate review. In the program health check, you cannot make any decision. You can only monitor it, observe it, maybe document it. That's all. Maybe he will ask you the program health check has been done and you have found that something has to be stopped or something has to be done. For example, I'm just giving you the scenario. In that case, you have to make a phase gate review to make a decision whether you will close the concentrated program, you will go to the next phase or not. Okay. You then it will be a phase gate review. When it is only observation, only monitoring, no action is done, then it is phase gate, health check.
Okay. And sir, participants in phase gate review meeting will be like sponsor and steering committee, or other people will also be there.
You know, he will not ask you that who is member of that committee, because number one, whenever you have to make a decision, surely all the key stakeholders will be in that meeting. Okay. What is the meaning of
Okay.
key stakeholders? It can be a program manager, it can be project manager, but at least program sponsor and steering committee must be there, because without their presence, without their say, we cannot make any decision. So you have to relate it. Why you said program sponsor and program steering committee in the exam? Because this is a decision making step. So in that case, surely you need steering committee and sponsor. Whoever else is there or not, it doesn't matter to us,
Hmm. Okay,
because
sir.
whoever will be the other person will be an advisory role. Okay, but the decision making authority is with the steering committee or the sponsor. So they must be there in the phase gate review.
Okay. And sir, one last question. I want to know the difference between program steering committee role and governance board role. Like, because most of the questions are going wrong. So I
No,
want to know where they play a vital role.
no,
And
it's the same thing. Whether you say steering committee, governance board, or a decision-making authority, both three are same. In the
okay.
question, you will surely not see the answer in which one option is program steering committee, other one is the governance board. No. In the
Okay.
question, he can give you whether a governance board or steering committee, but from the conceptual point of view, just remember program steering committee, program governance board, decision-making body, something like that is the same thing.
So whenever any rules, regulation thing comes, so we can select governance board. I mean to say in question anything
Hmm.
related to the if they're talking about rules, regulation, guidelines or something, steering committee or governance board is the best option, I can
Yes,
say.
yes, sure.
Okay. Okay, sir. Got it.
Yes, Agam sir.
So when we are doing the mocks, so there are no like straight questions.
Hmm.
So they are usually involving a scenario
Yes.
where where there are multiple options like or disabled. So in those scenarios, should we focus on these keywords and then try to decode, or what should be our
No,
how to match the scenario with this eco?
okay. In the whenever you read the question, number one, first try to understand what he is trying to ask. Okay, and then
Okay.
what he is going to ask. Surely he will give you a hint from the steering in the exam content outline, just like I gave you one scenario. For example, if he is talking about the program charter, for example, he will give you the thing that you are a program manager for a company, and which document should be developed in order to initiate and design program and benefits, program charter, business case, roadmap, or schedule. So the key word here is initiating and designing, which is in the program in the eco. When he talks you about which document will be created to define program scope description, so your program scope description will be there. There must be
Okay.
some keyword in the exam in the question. Otherwise, there is no way he can make the question from that.
Okay.
Just try to figure out what he is trying to ask, and that you can only understand once you know the concept of the scenario. Whenever he will ask you any document which involves justification, something like that, it will be a business case, but he cannot ask you the answer direct question directly. So surely he will make one scenario and look for the keywords.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so let's go to our questions, then this concept will be much clearer. Question number 126. Everybody can see my screen?
Yes, we can
Okay.
see.
Page 1, question 126. Okay. So the question is that during the monthly progress meeting, governance board ensures that the program is performing well and is on track to achieve the expected program benefits. Within the above context, which of the following is the best tool used by the governance board? So is any decision involved in this scenario or not? Zagam Saab, can you unmute yourself?
No.
Because yesterday you had this question. Right?
No.
Yes. So that is a key concept here. We can easily analyze here that they are monitoring it. This is for sure clear. That's why he is giving the statement, but he is not making any decision. So answer is C, program health checks. On the other side, if he says during the monthly progress meeting, the governance board ensures that the program is not performing well, okay, is not performing well, and there is a need to make a decision either to close the program or go to the next phase. Okay, so in this scenario, what would be the best action that would be done by the program steering committee? Then the option will be program governance plan, benefit register, conduct program phase gate review, conduct program health check. So in that scenario, the answer would be conduct phase gate reviews. You got it?
Yes, sir.
So this will be the scenario. You just have to understand, because this phase gate review and health check, surely 4 to 5 questions will come. Okay, just try to remember this basic concept. Once you are required to make a decision, make go no go analysis, answer is a phase gate review. When it is only monitoring, observing something, it's a program health check. Okay.
Clear.
Kamran sir, why you gave B?
No, it was C. I think it is by mistake. So
Okay.
I put
Okay.
C.
Okay, clear. Next question.
Which can accommodate.
Jagan sir, please read the question.
Okay, sir. Who is that individual or group? PMO, steering committee, program sponsor, operations manager. You're discussing the program with an individual or a group that is required to drive changes through the organization so the operations can accommodate capabilities delivered by the program and secure the available positive benefits and steward the handling of negative benefits. So I choose operations manager.
Why?
Because I thought this is regarding the sustainment of the benefits where most of time operations.
Okay. But you see here, you are discussing with an individual that is required to drive changes through the organization. That is the point here. You are discussing with someone who will manage the changes at the organization level. So,
Okay.
and subsequently, when you will handle the changes, that person, the purpose is that operations can accommodate capabilities delivered by the program and secure available benefits in that. So it's only the program sponsor out of these options who can manage the changes at the organization level. Operation manager cannot drive the changes throughout the organization. If he will ask you are discussing with the individual that will manage the operations, or that will coordinate the operations which can accommodate capabilities, this and that, then it is the operation manager. But here the point is that that person has to drive the changes throughout the organization. That is only stating the program sponsor. Operation manager cannot do anything at the organization level. Okay, so the correct answer is C, program sponsor.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, just correct me if I'm wrong. So whenever we have a program sponsor and steering committee options, so we should always go with the sponsor because he's a head of steering committee. Is my understanding is correct?
It depends on the scenario. If he will ask you about
Huh,
who is
question. I'm
responsible,
not talking
yes,
about.
no, in general, just remember, when he is saying about something, who has to control the funds, who will allocate the
Hmm.
resources, who will a champion of change for the program, who will manage
Hmm.
anything at the organization level, that is the individual program sponsor directly. Don't mix that is a program sponsor because he's a chair of steering committee in these 4 or 5 scenarios. That is directly the
Okay.
sponsor. Okay.
But you said who will allocate fund, champion of change, and what was that? Like another one?
I forgot.
Resources.
Yeah, allocate the
Resources.
resources for the program. That is a program sponsor. That is a responsibility of the sponsor, irrespective of he is the chair of the steering committee or not. Okay. In this, it's
And
directly sponsor. On the other side, if he will ask
hmm,
you about something, who has to make a decisions to approve the change, to make a phase gate review, something like that. Then in that, the best thing is to give program steering committee the answer, not the sponsor, because when no, thing whenever the decision is made, it's a committee
Hmm.
decision, not an individual decision.
Individual, correct. Mhm. So we can say whenever anything comes related to decision or we should proceed or not, something like
Hmm?
that, the steering committee is the best
Yes,
option.
yes, steering committee is the
Rest
best option.
one champion of change and resource thing, it's sponsor.
A champion of program.
Oh,
Yes, Ekam sir.
The
champion of
program
program.
manager is champion of change, right?
Yes,
That's
I was correcting. Program manager is champion of change, but champion of the program, like here he is
champion of
to,
success is sponsor.
yeah, champion of success program is project manager, program manager. And one more thing is, remember, program manager is in the exam, he will actually give you the scenarios in such a way that you will feel I am the program manager and you have all the powers in the world to do anything. Okay, like
Hmm.
he will pump you too much. But remember in mind that program manager is only responsible to do everything. But whenever, I'm just giving you a scenario, okay? But program
Hmm.
manager will not make any decisions. He will not make go no go decisions, something like that. Understand what I mean? Whatever
And yes,
whatever
yes.
the scenario will tell you that you have everything, you are this, but ultimately the decision making authority or to cancel the program, initiate the closure, approval, everything is with the steering committee. Program manager cannot do these decisions. Just keep in mind this concept. Yes, please.
Okay, sir. And anything comes like related to who will create the plan and all, program manager approval
Yes,
by a steering committee.
yes, that's a very, because in the exam he will give you so in such a scenario that you will feel that I can do everything, but just remember
Hmm.
that program manager cannot make a decision, just to keep yourself in mind. Okay, there's a very
Hmm.
important concept.
And this PMO is like procedures and all.
Yes,
All.
PMO is not directly in the hierarchy of the decision making. He is on the side supporting everyone whoever needs the input or something like that. So PMO will not make any decisions. He will only support.
Mm-hmm. Okay, sir.
Good. Next. See, you are not giving the answers. Okay. Okay. PMO and PMIS are part of program governance framework, program infrastructure, program information management plan, and program management plan. So the correct answer is B, program infrastructure. So this is a very easy question, but surely you will get few questions from PMIS and PMO and this thing. Okay. Next. Okay. One of you are as a program manager or a member of a selection committee to select the programs and projects
Amer, सुमित का फोन है बेटा.
that your organization will pursue next season. One of the selected program is establishing a new school in the rural area. This program contains 5 projects and 2 subsidiary programs. One of the project is for improving the level of behavior and morality in the neighborhood. In which of the following do you document the outcome of that project? Why everybody gave the answer of A? Manmohan, can you unmute? Mute, sorry. Okay. In which of the following do you document the outcome of that project? Program risk register is out. Agreed? Program management plan is out. It can be A or C. Everybody has given A, but I will go for C. Program business case. This is not, he is not answering you document the output and outcome of their project. It's a business case in which you show what is the purpose of justification of allocating the program. It's a business case. How you give A? Can anybody?
It's a project, right? It's a
Yes.
project. That's why.
No, where is the
It's a
project?
component.
It's a component for sure. But in the benefits management plan, you don't document the output and outcome of that project. The purpose of that project is under the program. Okay. And the point is that in which of the following do you document the outcome of that project? What is the purpose of initiating this project of that program? It's a business case. How you can give a benefits register, benefit management plan here? If he will say you that, let's read this question again. Well, all of you gave A. Maybe the question I made.
Actually, what I remember in program business case, one of the point is program outcome, not project outcome. What I remember.
But you know, when we made the application, for example, in the program, we know in the start what will be the components of my program. Roughly,
But not all component. No, the reason that I didn't pick the business case because not all components are known at the business case level.
yes.
They get to know when we go into this project charter. But in the project charter, we don't say what is the outcome and output. The outcome and the output comes into the once the component kicked off and it's in the benefit management plan because that would be the outcome of this component and that component and etc. And as there was nothing like other than why I picked that because benefit management plan is the only plan which is comes into the component initiation phase or your delivery side life cycle. That's why I picked this one. Otherwise, I don't know. Maybe you were right that I don't know. I just picked that.
Okay.
That's the reason I picked that.
For question number 129, I have written it down. So I will review this question again. Then I will share in the group. Okay, because all of you gave A, but the question I made was keeping in mind answer C. Anyway, this question is on hold. I will review it, revise it again, and then I will discuss in the group. Okay.
But so can we?
Sure.
Because
Yes.
everybody has given A, so that's what I am confused again. Okay, I will recheck it.
No, I will rephrase it. For example, the program first 2 lines points that the program or projects are not yet started, right? This will be pursued in next season. So that something has not started. So then the benefit management plan and all that stuff would not be there. This could be because first we need to know where in the program life cycle we are in the question. So the question says that it will pursue next season, not this season. So that means that the project is still in the bud.
Formulation phase.
Formulation or even before formulation. So that is more inclined towards your explanation.
Okay, good. So anyway, I have noted it down. I will recheck it, then I will share in the group. Okay. Next. One 30. You are a program manager for the construction of a new hospital. It contains 6 projects and 3 subsidiary programs. While you are discussing the benefits registered with the key stakeholders for a clear understanding of stakeholders, you should map the benefits to program components as in a program roadmap. So correct answer is A, program roadmap, and the key word here is mapping. Map the benefits to the program component. So whenever he talks about visual representation, graphical representation, mapping something, it will be the program roadmap. Good. So everybody give the correct answer. Next. Amir Saab, can you read the question, please?
Which of the following is logically linking components, milestones, and high-level activities necessary to deliver the program benefits? Program benefit register, roadmap, charter, master schedule. I changed my mind, sir. I picked D, the master schedule, because I looked at the component, but I think it's a program roadmap, option B.
Why you changed it? Only your question answer is right. Others are all wrong. Why? Why you selected D? Why you selected D?
I selected D because whenever we talk about component, and so I linked that with the master schedule because that's
and
where
also
the component
number
is.
one, no, number one is component, other is activities. In the roadmap, you don't have the activities. We only get the activities when we make the work breakdown structure, WBS. And WBS
Right.
we make in the master schedule.
Okay, nice.
So this is very important. Everybody gave B. Only your answer was correct. So that's why I selected
But
you.
you know, and then immediately I read like necessary to deliver the program benefit. So I was like, oh, program benefit, that has to be program roadmap then.
No, no, you see, the previous question. Okay, let me go to the previous question. It is mapping the benefits to the program components. When you're only talking about the benefits and the components, it will be a roadmap. Okay. But here the key point that is differentiating roadmap with the schedule is the high level activities. You can get high level activities or the detailed activities only in the schedule. Because in the roadmap, you only know what are the typical milestones, what are my phase gate review points, whatever is my things, I will deliver the benefits, but it is not talking you about the activities. So the keyword is that whenever he talks you about the activities or something after doing WBS, it will be master schedule. Yes, Jagam sir.
Sir, I'm a bit confused about this mapping. So the mapping is also there in benefit register, right?
Yes, but it doesn't have the activities. It
No, in
only have the
previous question,
okay.
Should map the benefits to the program components. This is also done in the benefit register also.
No, in the benefit register, he will say you about the roles and responsibilities, how you will get the benefits, how the mapping will not be there. There is some another word. You have to write how mapping in such a way from benefits, from which projects you will getting something like that. But here is when he talks about this is a typical definition of the program roadmap 130. Okay, and 131 correct answer is D. Is it clear to everyone who gave the B option? You have to see about the activities. Activities you can only get in the schedule. Okay.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
I have selected linking. I read the linking
Yeah,
term and
but
selected roadmap.
I in the last two calls I intentionally made difficult questions and confusing questions. Okay, because
Yeah,
it's very good for the exam. Next,
correct.
132. Manmohan, please read the question.
So which of the best document will that will be used? You are the program manager. Stakeholder doesn't know why the program will be pursued, and they don't have the visibility about the program. In about context, what is the best document that will be used? Benefits register, high level scope statement, charter, and the business case.
First, use elimination technique, which is not possible.
Yeah. The register is not possible.
Okay,
Charter is not possible. The only
sure.
two things is high level scope doc statement and the business case.
Okay,
And the reason that I selected business case, because I'm not sharing it. If it had said that what document you will share with then I would have selected the high level scope statement.
okay,
But since that will be used, then I said, okay, it's for me only, and I will use the business case, and I can explain him this the reason that
O- okay.
this program.
And the first line there, you said that if it will be shared, I will not give to the stakeholders. Why? What is the reason for that?
Reason is because it contains all these sensitive information about
Yes.
the program funds and etc. Blah blah
Okay.
blah and all those things. So
Okay. So in that perspective, your concept is 100% clear, but you don't have to go to the second stage that I thought that I will take it, I will explain him. No. Whenever he is asking you stakeholders, whoever the stakeholder don't know why the program will be pursued and they don't have any visibility of something, any scenario, just consider that you have to present that document to them for explanation. You cannot do anything verbally. That is the main first concept. So in that case, the answer is B, because business case, charter, or benefit register you cannot share with all the stakeholders. And secondly, he's not talking to you about the sponsor or some direct linked stakeholders. Stakeholders can be your community members, can be any stakeholder. Okay, it's a general word.
that's
So
that's correct.
in that case, the answer is B, and the reason is that business case, charter is all, especially the stakeholder register as a general, are all confidential documents which are only with the program manager or the sponsors, the direct related stakeholders. So we cannot
Agree.
share this document. So the correct answer is B, not
No,
D.
I said like the word which I didn't see it is the shared. That's why I didn't.
Yes, no,
Anyways,
but
now it's clear.
yes, you have to
It's
just
clear.
remember that if somebody doesn't understand anything, we have to present the document to him. Okay.
Got it, sir. Got it.
Yes, Kumal sir.
Yes, can you please explain how a scope statement explains the reasons for pursuing a program?
How the program scope and they don't have any visibility about the program scope. High level scope statement we just studied. Let me show you the exam content outline. Translate strategic objective. Can you see my screen? This domain 2.
I'm looking at question 132.
Wait,
No, sir. Only
wait. Now
Yes.
Task 2, translate strategic objectives into high level program scope statement. This is the answer, high level program statement. What this is telling you, by negotiating with stakeholders, including sponsors, in order to create a program scope description. Program scope description means what will be pursued in the program. That is your scope.
But there it says program scope statement.
Yes, here is also same. And the answer is also same, program scope, high level program scope statement. In the question,
So
Exactly.
I
But
it means
the
like
reasons for pursuing a program, that's what I'm asking.
no, I'm saying why the program will be pursued, and you are saying that he's talking about the scope. So in that case, your company has been awarded a new program. So it means you already know the program is already existing, but the stakeholders doesn't know why the program will be pursued. Sure, you have to tell him the scope, that I am pursuing this program because I have to get this scope out of this program. And number one, and secondly, the other concept here is that business case, charter, and benefit register is your sensitive document. You cannot share this document with all the stakeholders.
Okay.
And he's not your direct stakeholder. It's a general word of the stakeholders. He can be your community member or anything like that. You cannot share any of your personal sensitive documents. Charter, business case. Business case contains all your cost information, all your cost to benefit ratio information. This is not a public document. Yes, Grima?
sir, that line you said, that I understood, that business case, program charter, and register and stakeholder register cannot be shared. And like I have seen in few questions, so once it is approved, all these documents are approved, we cannot edit it, we cannot modify them again. Is it?
We can update it in the chapter
Ha,
number 8. If you go, you can update, or even the business case can be updated when you go to the program delivery phase, program
so in
assessment phase.
so but sir, in business case, this is a first level document, so we
Mhm.
define it. So why we are updating? I mean to say, in which kind of scenarios we update? Because I
Change
have seen
request.
so many questions.
Change request,
So,
Karima. If you have a change request, if there is any addition of component, deletion, termination, and etc., which is not part of your original scope and impacting the overall program, that's where you
Hmm.
end up changing the business case and this charter as well.
So we can say we are also working here in a agile way, incrementally. Can we
Yes.
say like that?
Well, agile way is just come. This buzzword come into the industry now, right? But if you look at the over even our waterfall, the way
Hmm.
we adopting the waterfall is through the change request. So change request can come anytime, any
So
time of the life cycle part cycle.
you mean this, even though these are pre-approved document, like I mean to say approved document, program charter, these can be updated later on also, even
Yeah.
though if we have a CR, approved CR.
I'll give you an example. So I was this is my current example of my program, and I'm working on it. I was almost delivered everything, but because it's a bank, so this Bank of Canada, they come up with the new uh, you know compliance which we have to adopt it. And if we cannot deliver this project until unless we are compliant, so all the banks are compliant. So what we're doing is we end up adding the scope to the program, and that may
Hmm.
force me to update the business case because business case has the major information about the start and the end timelines and the funds.
Hmm.
So I'm going to approve that. I'm going to add that fund in there and send it for the approvals again. That's why.
Okay.
This is the life.
So
This is
it's
the original, and sir can add it to it. But this is the main reason when you have a change request, any addition, deletion, subtraction, termination, anything, change in scope,
Hmm.
anything. That's where the business
Hmm.
case will be impacted.
and also, if you go to chapter number 8 in my summary sheet, there are only 2 documents which can update the business case. I don't remember actually, but Grima will send you the screenshot of that. Okay, in chapter number
Okay,
8,
sir.
out of those 40 activities, only 2 can
Hmm.
update the business case, and one is for sure the change,
Okay,
and
sir.
there is one more. Okay, so now
Sure, sir.
you can see my screen of the question 132, right?
Yeah, 132. Yes.
Okay, now 133.
It's a very tricky question.
But I'm sure this last two coaching calls you will remember when you are sitting in the exam. I cannot make more tricky than this. I'm sure.
Oh, this is very tricky. Actually, I know the answer, but I don't know the answer. That's the problem. Oh boy. I-
सभी सही लग रहे हैं.
Well, the answer is either charter or see the value is
मुझे तो
the
सभी
word is the
सही.
value. See, the word is the
हाँ.
value, right?
Nobody gave the answer. Take more time. But read the
Now,
question.
समझ आ-
Read the question and revise the key points.
no, sir, key point is the value.
Yes.
Where the value
The
of the entire
stakeholders,
program
the
is.
stakeholders are not agreeing. This is the only first 3 lines of the story. Actually, the stakeholders are not agreeing on the value
Value.
that will be delivered from this component. Okay, so we have to see which document gives us the value the program will be delivered, right? We have to look for that answer. So a expected level of value is not clearly documented in the business case. I will keep this option. Okay, stakeholders are not identified in the stakeholder register.
No, that's not the
Can
answer.
we eliminate this?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay, B is gone. The benefits are not documented in the benefits register. We should keep it or eliminate it.
I'll just let it go, sir.
Anyone who wants to go with C, please raise your hand. If anybody, otherwise I will.
No, I think we can
The
eliminate
benefit
this.
can be
B and C,
value.
B and C we can delete, right? First, B and C.
From question we can see that the benefits are known, but they are simply not agreeing on the value.
Yes. So C
benefits
can be
are
gone.
there, but
Yes. So C can be
Yes,
deleted, right?
correct.
B and C is gone.
Yes, sir.
The option is A or
Answer is
D.
charter. Answer is charter.
Expected level of value is not clearly documented in the program charter. So it's A or D. So please give your answers. A or D.
Sir, I, I I had these top two
I'll
option in my head, anyways, but I'll go with D.
go, go with authorization charter.
It's not value of authorization. Don't use the words which is not there.
नहीं,
Which
program charter बोले तो authorization only, no sir, just for
yes.
understanding.
So then you are going with A, right?
No, D.
Okay.
Program
Program
charter
charter
is
is something
in
that
D.
you measure your performance again.
Yes, but here, which document gives you the justification of the program? It's business case, right?
Justification is business
And
case.
what is the value?
Value is
Value is
benefit minus
justification.
cost.
Sorry?
Value is the justification.
Yeah,
That's
value is
absolute.
justification. Value is justification. So I
Value
can,
is
But
yes,
charter also include justification.
yes, also include, but in a broader sense here, we are not agreeing on the value that will be delivered from this program. It means we have a dispute at the start, at the first document. That is my starting point. This value, even for example, I
but
say cost to benefit ratio. For example, I can only always say is a justification why we are starting this program. So business case is the first option that you have to tick, not the program charter.
but
Yes.
sir, justification is like we are justifying someone that why this has to be done. But here we are talking about they're not agreeing, so we have to show the some authorization. See, we have this authorization thing and all. That's why we can
No,
proceed or something like that.
no, we are not saying that the program is not authorized. Here we are only saying about the value that will be delivered from this component. We're not talking about the program is already approved or authorized. So look at the program charter. So we are talking about the document that will show us the value that is going to be delivered. The value is only in the business case.
but the statement of the question indicates the value is an intangible benefit. It has to be charter, not business case, because the
Why?
value will be delivered. So it says value that will be delivered from this component. It is an intangible benefit.
But if I say it's a value is not only value is delivered from the benefits, right? Once first I get the benefits,
In the
and then using the benefits I get the value from that benefit.
Yeah, the point coming to my mind is that you see, program charter is based on business case, in fact.
Yes.
So once there is any, you see, fault in business case, that will lead in the program charter.
Hmm.
So it means that we have to find the root cause at the business case. That is the first document that from where this error or you see deficiency is coming
Yeah,
from.
that is
So
also one. But yes, I agree with that. But first, here you see the stakeholders are not agreeing on the value that will be delivered from this program, from this component or program, whatever the thing. So it means this, in other words, I will say stakeholders are not agreeing on the justification of this component or program. Here, the value means they are not agreeing why the program is being initiated, why the program is being undertaken, why the program is being, how I can justify the program. That is the meaning of value here. The value here doesn't mean sum of tangible and intangible benefits. Okay.
As a stakeholder, if a stakeholder
Hmm.
feels that the component project is not going to deliver the required level of value, then he can
Hmm.
ask for proper justification on why should he go for this component project. But here it simply says not agreeing on value that will be delivered from a component, not a program. So that
Okay.
is component level, and it has to be in charter because charter contains benefits.
see,
Justification is in program
Kamal Sahab,
business case. That's
just
true.
Kamal Sahab, just one point. You see, for example, if you see problem is in charter, right? And we correct this error in the charter, but business case is still there. It means that shortcoming or fault is still in business case. So first we have to, you see, find the root cause from that business case. What I think, once business case is okay, that is clear, and you see define all the values, then charter will automatically be, you see, updated or be prepared.
I will show you the keyword of the after the in the summary sheet. I will show you the meaning of value. Okay, then we come back to this question. Okay, then I have to open another sheet. First, we go to the next. Okay, 134. CBI means cost to benefit ratio. Okay.
Yeah, it should be high, right? So it's D.
I think to eliminate, we select the higher one. We have to select here, right, sir?
Testing sir, please read the question. Testing. Yes.
Yes, sir. You are a member in the selection committee. The following data has been given. Program A cost 30,000 and CBR 0.8. Program B cost 35,000 and CBR 0.5. Program C cost 20,000 and CBR 0.7. Program D cost 40,000, means 40 million and CBR 1.5. What program will be selected?
So higher CBR is good or lower CBR is good?
Cost to
To
benefit
select,
ratio, benefit
Yes.
am I
ratio should
audible?
be higher. Sir.
Why cost is above, benefit lower? Higher means you are getting less benefits. And if I have less CBR, it means benefits are higher. so I'm getting the low value. So B is low. You have to select low CBR. That's why I
Okay.
made this question opposite. Normally we are thinking benefit to cost ratio, but here I wrote cost to benefit ratio.
Yes. I thought benefit ratio should be higher than I have selected it.
That's why this is if in the exam maximum you can get maximum 1 or 2 questions maximum out of this mathematics, but don't do that wrong. It's very simple questions, but CBR with low CBR will be selected. It means this is the program which is giving me more benefits as compared to the cost. So B is the
Yes.
correct answer. It's clear to everybody. This surely you will maybe you will get maximum 1 or 2 questions, but only based on ROI or CBR or benefit to cost ratio. Just see the term which he is using. Okay, this is cost to benefit ratio. So lower cost to benefit ratio is good for us. It means we have higher benefits. Is it clear to everyone? Okay. Last
Yes,
question.
sir.
The question is not updated, sir, for me.
It is still 135.
No, it's updated. See,
No,
ROI is
Updated.
there.
before was 134. Now it's 135. Everybody can see question number 135.
Okay.
Okay, so here the question is which program will be selected and it is based on return on investment. So higher return on investment is good. So we will select program D, option number D. So for all, I just want to revise something from the mathematical question. If in case you get 1 or 2 questions, it will be only based on this direct formulas: cost benefit ratio, benefit to cost ratio, or return of investment. And keep in mind, just as an explanation, here although program D has a higher cost, okay? So if in case he has given you the terms like ROI or benefit cost ratio, cost will not matter to us, whether it's less, lower, high, whatever is the thing, okay? So once he has given us any ratio, the decision will be based on that return on that ratio value. If he gives you cost and benefit, divide it simply, and then you can understand what is the correct smaller value, which is the higher value, what he is asking. Don't confuse that the cost is high or the initial value is high, benefit cost is high. Just focus on the ratio that we are getting on this thing. So in this last question, the answer is D, 1.5, option number D. Okay, is it clear? And for mathematics, you will not get more than these questions. Surely.
So just for clarity, sir, if we have in D like 20 million and ROI is still 1.5, we will still choose D, even though its cost
No,
is
no,
lower,
no.
but ROI
No,
is
no,
higher.
no. Then
That
you
will
will
be C then.
see. That will be C, because you have to invest less money and you are getting the same return on investment. So in the
Okay.
whenever, although he will not give this question, but if in case such questions come, then the cost will matter. What is my initial cost? So you can start your business with less initial cost. That would be good rather than waiting for 40 million.
So ROI number will not matter. We have to multiply this with the cost.
No, no, no.
Uh,
You are you. The question what I understood was you said if it is C and D both have return on investment of 1.5, right? If both have
no,
1.5.
no, 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 no.
Okay.
My question was, so in program D, the cost is not 40 million, but the lowest of all. Let's suppose 15 million.
Okay.
However, the ROI is 1.5, highest of all. So we will
Okay.
choose the program D because ROI is highest of all,
Yes. 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 That's what I'm saying. Whatever, irrespective.
regardless of the numbers.
Yes, regardless of the cost, you have to work on the ratio what is given, because that is my defining point. Whether it's cost to benefit ratio, ROI, BCR, whatever is the thing. Just focus on the ratio, not the initial costs.
Okay, that's clear.
Is it clear to everyone?
Yes.
Sir,
Yes.
hello.
Yes. Yes.
Am I on? Okay, sir. Just for like maybe it's a silly question. ROI is like it is nothing but number of years, right?
No, that is
No.
payback period. That is payback period, number of years. Return on
Oh.
investment means whatever I have invested, how much I will
Hmm.
get the benefits back, or in how much time my initial cost will be covered.
So this is one point. Just generic question. 1.5 is nothing kind of a amount of some percentage of some amount. Can I say like that?
No, it means that you simply multiply your cost with ROI and you get the benefits. So for 40 million, you will be getting like 60 million
Yes.
in return.
Okay, so you mean to say 40 million, I'll be getting 1.5 of it. So that's why this is the best option out of all. Is my
Return
understanding
on
is correct?
investment is basically a multiplier for your investment, and the resulting figure is your revenue. So that's the result. That's why you are going for option D.
So investment actually means cost, and return on investment in English terms of view means how much I will get back once I put such amount of investment in that. This is the English meaning.
Amount.
So
A
means
payback is
benefits.
like years. I was comparing it with payback,
No, no,
so that's
payback period
why
is
I.
a year. Payback period is a year. So
Hmm.
that in that case, less payback period is better. If I invest something,
Hmm.
I get in 1 year or 6 years, so 1 year is better. That is payback period.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Okay. Any question from today's call? Only question number 129 that we have discussed. I will review it again, and then I will be discussing in the group. So thank you very much for the call, and
Thank you, sir.
our participants who are appearing in the next week and not be able to. You're 15 and 16, right? 14 and 15, Manmohan.
17, sir, 17.
And Hamis Saab, 15.
Nathan, I am actually with Manmohan. What time is your exam?
8:30 morning.
Same thing, 8 o'clock in the morning. But of course, the U.S. time. So
Okay.
You're in,
I'll
you're in Eastern or you're in Eastern?
Central.
Oh, okay. I'll be before you then.
Okay. So
send me the tips.
so I wish both of you best of luck. So
Thanks.
only the last tip, that sheet that I have shared, just revise it. I will update the updated. I will share the updated sheet also today. Whatever I have updated, only to you guys. You can refer
Awesome.
it. Just revise the exam content outline with the keywords. Then everything will be okay. No problem. If any question, just let me ping me anytime. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you
Will
very
do.
much
Thank you
for
so
all.
much for the
Thank
best
you.
wishes and thank you for preparation.
Thank you very much. Have a good time.
All the best, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot,
Welcome.
Karima.
Bye. Bye.